Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. Today, Mrs. Lilian Semide and I, Mrs. Lydia Herena, will continue working with Unit 7.3 titled Poetry My Identity. In this session, we will review yesterday's vocabulary words related to figures of speech and sensory language. We will also present the read aloud poem with illustrations. We included interactive practice exercises, and by the end of this class, students will answer critical thinking questions related to this topic. Hope everyone enjoys this as much as we did preparing this class. Let's listen to the poem Ode to Pablo's Tennis Shoes by Gary Soto and see how these figures of speech come alive. They wait under Pablo's bed, rain beaten, sun beaten, a scuff of green at their tips from when he fell in the schoolyard. But Pablo fell and got up, green on his shoes, with the football out of reach. In the very first verse of this stanza, there is an example of personification because the shoes are giving the human ability to wait, making them feel almost alive.
Now it's night. Pablo is in bed listening to his mother laughing to the Mexican novelas on TV. His shoes, twin pets that snuggle his toes, are around the bed. He should have bathed, but he didn't. Dirt rolls from his palm, blades of grass tumble from his hair. In this stanza, we can find a metaphor where Pablo is calling his shoes twin pets. The shoes aren't really pets, but the comparison helps us imagine their comfort and loyalty. He wants to be like his shoes, a little dirty from the road, a little worn from racing to the drinking fountain 100 times in one day. It takes water to make him go and his shoes to get him there. He loves his shoes, clock like a sail, rubber like a lifeboat on rough sea. Here in this stanza, number 3, we can see a simile. Pablo compares himself to his shoes using like. So let's see how well you remember the figure of speech. They wait under Pablo's bed. This is an example of hyperbole, personification, or simile. Awesome job, guys. This is an example of personification.
So let's continue with another example. Rubber like a lifeboat on rough sea. This is an example of hyperbole, personification, or simile. Congratulations! The correct answer is simile. Remember, when we compare two things directly using like or as, it will always be a simile. Let's continue. For our last example, we have he should have bathed, but he didn't. Dirt rolls from his palm, blades of grass tumble from his hair. Which of the following senses is used in these verses? Smell, sound, or taste? Think carefully. Excellent job, you guys. The sense that this verse refers to is smell.
Okay, so let's reflect. How would you describe Pablo? What do his tennis shoes symbolize? Why do writers use figures of speech and connecting with the story? What everyday object would you write an ode to? And how does Pablo's story connect to yours? Poetry helps us see the world differently. Everyday objects like Pablo's shoes can carry deep meaning and tell our stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey, Poetry, My Identity. Remember, language is powerful, it helps us express who we are. And until next time, remember, keep exploring, keep writing, and keep connecting with the world through poetry. Have a good one, and thank you.